Seralith and Omi, you guys are going to go ahead. I'm going to open up another map for you guys, so you guys can kind of put your tokens down where you want to. Look at that, another beautiful Adventures League map. Compliments of Zovia.
Thanks, Zovia. As we get close to the camp, I think it might be a good idea if I cast a Enhance Ability spell on myself.
Well, I should rephrase it. I should say another awesome non-Adventures League map made by Zovia. All right.
This one just dropped. I haven't even seen this one yet.
Yeah, this is a nice one. Two versions of it. There's this forest version, and then there's a jungle version map also.
Yeah, I saw it in my email, but
yeah,
it's nice.
Really nice stuff.
Damn fine work, Carl.
Damn fine. Okay, so you guys are walking down the road, and let's see. Doesn't look like Omi and Seralith there. Seralith is up to about right here. I guess they're scouting ahead, right?
Mark's gonna look over at Dargonath and say, "Dude, you're gonna get sick. You gotta cut that shit out."
Darg is just kind of spinning.
Starts walking sideways.
So the forest kind of opens up a little bit, and you're surrounded by beauty. I mean, there's all of these old, beautiful trees. And off into the distance, you can start to see that there are some small shelters that have been built up into the trees. And then you can see spiral staircases winding up around the tree to these shelters that are in the trees. And all of a sudden, Omi and Seralith, a couple of elves pop out from the bush and meet you on the road. And one of them is right here. One of them comes out from the left. He stands about right here. And the elves, they have bows drawn, they have arrows nocked. And they kind of tell you to stop, and one kind of nods towards Seralith. And all of a sudden you can hear like a whistle. And as this happens, you can hear the elves in Greenhall. You can see elves kind of running up, and you can hear children and stuff like that kind of crying as they're going up into their huts into the trees. So you can actually see this, and this is probably about 150, 200 yards to the east from where you're at. And the elves, they stop about 30 feet from you, and in Elvish, which one of them says, "You should not be here." And in Elvish, he's also telling Seralith, "You should not be in here guiding them." And then they say, "Leave this place and take your own stink with you. And do it quickly before we cut you down where you stand." And Seralith, and who all speaks Elvish here?
I'm back here sniffing myself like I don't stink. What are they talking about?
Okay, so
Omi
you
does.
can understand. Okay, Omi can understand. How about Shen or Markish? Can you two understand?
Margaret's got nothing. Nope.
Okay.
He'll lean forward and go, "What?"
So Seralith starts speaking.
She can't understand him either.
Hey, just because I can, I'm gonna speak. Do you speak Orcish, Markesh?
Yeah.
I'll tell you in Orcish what they said in Elvish.
Ah, well, fuck that.
I'm gonna look at both of them like, what the hell are you guys talking about now?
Yeah.
I'm going to put my hands up and say, we come in peace. We do not bring violence here. We come seeking information and respite.
Give me a persuasion check as you open up a dialogue with the elven scouts. And as you're doing this, several other elves kind of appear out of the woodwork. And you can hear, they're making themselves known that they are there, as you kind of hear some twigs breaking and stuff. And you can see one coming out of the bush from the north. You can also see a couple coming out from the south as well. And they
Markesh will stand at the ready.
Yeah, they all have bows drawn. Your persuasion check is pretty good. So he says, you know about the pact, if I'm not mistaken, do you not, half-elf?
Yes, we do, and that is part of the reason we are here. We had heard that a group of humans had ventured into the forest and may have damaged this pact. And the people of Cabell's Hill hired us to come in here as a third party to try to negotiate and mitigate any damage that may have been done, and to find any missing villagers, since they have been gone for a couple 10 days now. We're hoping that if you've seen any sign of these humans, or if you had any information that might help us in this endeavor.
Well, the elf, he approaches, he comes up about 10 feet, still having his bow drawn and an arrow nocked, and he says, yes, we did encounter some villagers from, I'm taking it, Cabell Hill. It was a 10-day and a half ago, and we tried to warn them from coming here. They were looking for someone, and the villagers did not want to have any of it, and they wanted to come inside of Greenhall. They wanted food, they wanted water, and they demanded it. They did not do what you were doing, trying to seek a parley. So we showed them our hospitality, and we fell one of them. And one of them was killed, and then the rest were basically running off into the woods. They scattered like rats.
Do you have any idea where they may have went?
It's been a 10-day and a half ago, my friend. I have no clue. They were on their own. I mean, there are many evils out here in the forest. So, the elves, and we are peaceful. I mean, we're not looking to fight you right now. Although, I'm glad that you do not show any kind of threatening ways, or have threatening means like the other villagers. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, they were hungry. All they had to do was ask. They didn't have to try to push their way in here. We were just defending ourselves.
Well, we have come here trying to find a peaceful resolution to all of this, and we're hoping that you may have some insight into how we may go about that.
Well, the villagers were probably the first humans that we've seen in a century here at Greenhall, but they had no business being here. And actually, neither do you. But we will invite you in, and we will show you some hospitality, seeing that you have been, I guess you could say, non-aggressive towards us. So they invite you into Greenhall. And there's sort of like another, pull a horn out and kind of blow it, and females and other elves and stuff start coming out of their homes again. So things start kind of going back and forth. And like I was saying, Marcus, as the elf came up and approached Ceralis and Omi, he started speaking in common. So you guys could understand them from that point. But yeah, they don't seem like they're being aggressive. And a couple of elves come up. They have several dishes of like the elvish traveling bread, like a tack bread. And they also bring you several bottles of water as well.
Thank you for your hospitality.
You are welcome. But you need to leave. And in fact,
don't worry
you need
about
to
that.
uphold your end of the pact, and you need to leave the forest as soon as we're done here.
We have no intention of staying any longer than necessary.
Look to Omi and ask him, these guys not have a problem with this Jenny?
Oh, you mentioned Jenny Greenteeth?
Oh, I'll say Jenny's name in passing and ask him if to Omi. I'm sure they could probably hear me, but
yeah, they said Jenny Greenteeth. The elves there's 3 elves around, and they actually laugh, and they say, "Wow, you really are naive if you think that you're going to have some type of confrontation with Jenny Greenteeth." If
she's attacking these villagers,
well, yeah. How do you know it's her though? Because she could have maybe found the villagers. Jenny seems to be everywhere at one time. Jenny is something she is the Fae. Jenny's been here since the start of the Quivering Force, and in fact, Jenny was one of the ones that actually came up with the truce between Cabell Hill and the Fae here and you guys at Cabell Hill. And in fact, the villagers of Cabell Hill owe their survival to the Fae and to us, because we have protected Flan and Cabell Hill for the last 100 years. And that's part of this whole pact, is you're not supposed to be in here. So you're breaking the pact. Much like the other villagers of Cabell Hill 10 days ago almost. And you just can't come in here and try to force your way into our home. And that's what they did. So we had to defend ourselves, like I said. So
Cal,
if the villagers are out there, I bet you Jenny probably found them.
Seems like a fair enough assessment. The humans tend to not have a clue what they're doing in situations like this.
She's an ancient creature. She is not to be trifled with. Some say that, the legends even say, the elves that we have legends here say that Jenny even created the Quivering Forest.
Well, I don't want to piss something like that off, but we want to get these villagers out of here, and we'd sure like to take some sort of memento or something identifiable from the one you killed. We can let their family know that they are gone.
Oh, his body was, we didn't do anything with it. We left the body out in the wilderness. It was along the road. He says it was a man. He had a satchel thrown over his shoulder. He had some primitive weapons like a bow and a short sword. And he describes the guy that you guys found in the cave.
All right. So at least I think we found that one.
Well, yeah.
Just a few more to go then, huh?
He says that he took 6 arrows to the back as he was fleeing.
It's good of you to shoot a man while he's running away.
Well, he had a couple in his gut as well. He was one of the ones that had the big mouth that thought he was going to just force his way into Greenhall. So how do you know that this Jenny, you said that you already knew about this. How did you find out about Jenny Greenteeth? I mean, that's a name that's not spoken too often. Well,
she apparently attacked some villagers. I'm assuming they're the ones that came into the forest, but nonetheless, we're here to get them the heck out. Hopefully in one piece and alive.
Well, what type of proof do you have that it was Jenny, though?
We found her hairpin in one of the villagers' chests who had been returned to the village, along with his eyes replaced with a couple dark stones. And the villagers told us that this must have been the work of her.
When you say that, it alarms the elves. And who has the pin? I mean, do you pull the pin out or anything like that? And show the elves the pin, maybe? Because I know one of you, I think it was Shen. Didn't you have the pin, Shen?
I did, but I don't remember. I sold it.
Oh,
what?
No, you didn't sell it. Did you really sell the pin?
I think somebody offered me like 50 gold for it. I don't see it on my sheet anywhere. I'm looking for it.
All right.
I will describe the pin to him, what it looked like.
Well, when you start talking about the pin, the elves, like I said, they seem alarmed, and they ask you to leave immediately. And the elves, when they're asking you to leave immediately, they're kind of taking back their food and water, and they're kind of escorting you back towards the gate. And they're basically telling you that they don't want anything to do with Jenny Greenteeth. They don't want to be on the bad side of Jenny Greenteeth. And if she's got eyes in the forest, which she is everywhere, whether it be bugs or birds or other beasts of the forest, they could be watching. And if they see us conspiring with you, then that's not going to make Jenny too happy. So you're going to have to leave, and they start ushering you right out of Greenhall.
Can I ask you one last question?
Really quickly, before you need to leave. Yes.
Have you seen a
starting to test my patience, half-elf.
Oh, it's a quick one. Don't worry. You didn't happen to see a lone traveler by the name of Alvin Grangle come through here at any point, have you?
No, I have not, but that is the name that the villagers had mentioned a 10-day-and-a-half ago.
All right. Well, let's get the hell out of here. These guys turned a little mean. Guess they're scared by a hairpin.
Yeah.
She is an ancient evil, my friend. If you knew of her, and if you knew what she was capable of doing, you would probably be doing the same thing right now, half-orc.
We just want to talk to her about the importance of dental hygiene.
She does have green teeth. Nice. That's good. All right, so you guys...
Well, with that, if these elves are scared of this green teeth gal, I don't see why the hell we should even bother. And I'd say we head back to town and chalk these villagers up as shocked in the forest.
Yeah. Sarah says, "Oh well, I wouldn't object to that. But if there are other villagers out there, I do kind of feel, and this is as you guys are walking away from Greenhall, Cerulus does seem to have a little bit of guilt with him. He's carrying that guilt because he sent these villagers out into the forest, and he says he really doesn't want to go to Jenny Greenteeth's, but if it means that we could possibly save a couple of the villagers if Jenny hasn't killed them yet, then I would say that we should probably travel the half day and check it out."
Well, Greenleaf, if there's a sacrifice to give, we know who's going to be it, right?
He just kind of shrugs and says, "We'll see."
The spoons, man. We give the spoons. The answer on every sacrifice is we give the spoons. That's the answer.
Spoons? I think I could handle that. So, Sareless, do you think there's any hope for saving this pact? Or like, exactly how powerful is this Jenny Greenteeth? Would we, if it came to a fight, would we have a chance?
She
or how should we approach this?
Denizens of the forest. Some say that, like the elves said, some say that she actually created the Quivering Forest. As for the elves didn't have anything to do with the pact. They weren't the ones that actually came up with the pact. It was Jenny Greenteeth. So if you want to save the pact, there's another reason to go to find Jenny Greenteeth. I mean, maybe she will have an audience. I don't know. You were able to talk your way into Greenhall. Maybe you might be able to talk your way into Jenny Greenteeth's heart there, and maybe have another parlay with her.
Maybe she has an affinity for spoons. Her
Hey,
teeth
that's-
has gotta hurt.
That's a good point, Jen. Maybe some spoon magic is what it'll take.
Jesus.
It's all you, man. That is completely all you.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, you've laid with Brunhilde. Why not lay with Grinning Green Teeth?
Hey, I didn't lay with her. I just kind of woke up in the morning after that incident with Banderas. Which, funny, I haven't seen him since then. But, well, maybe I'll run into him at some point.
Oh, gosh. So what do you think, adventurers? Back to Cabell's Hill?
Yeah, Marcus is like, I'm ready to bounce. I don't want to fuck up and get on the bad side of an ancient nature entity.
How about you other guys? What do you think?
I'm always up for fun.
I'm up to go see Jenny Green Teeth. Maybe you just got to pet her fur the other way.
How about we do a vote? Put a check in the box if you say yes. Put an X if you say no. Nice new, not well. It's a nice feature in Fantasy Grounds. Whoa, looks like.
As the discussion's going around, I'm just going to look at each one of them and go, we're going to die out here, right? We're all going to. All right, let's go.
We're already the heroes of Flam. Why can't we be the heroes of Cabell Hill as well?
Because no one knows what Cabell Hill is. This place could burn and no one would give a shit. Plus, it's all full of humans. They come and go regularly.
They have a lot shorter of a lifespan than the elves do, that's for sure. All right, adventurers. So you guys are going to take another day traveling to Jenny Greenteeth. Weather is still the same. You pretty much take about the entire rest of the day to get there. Now, as you're starting to get close, Saralith says he'll scout ahead, just in case she's there, and to keep you out of the initial harm's way. So he comes back and says he found her cottage. And she says that there was a cage with a couple of humans inside, and he recognizes the humans as the villagers that sought out his help 10 days ago. So yes, Marcus.
I'm going to say, we're all under the same impression that like she is part of this forest, right? That's what the elves said. So there's not going to be any sneaking here, no matter what we try.
Saralith, he says that he does not see Jenny out there. He just sees the cottage. Looks like she's cooking something, and it looks like a couple of the humans. There's only 2. There were 6. A couple of 10 days ago that came and sought his help, but he says that he only sees 2 of them.
We know one's dead, so there's only 5 alive. Best case.
Well, guys, we could have Darganath go in and try to free the 2, but that doesn't really help anything with talking with the Pact. So
we still have to get out of this forest alive. So that's I'm going to encourage we stay open and like hands high. No hostility unless it comes to it.
So
I think
agrees.
I would agree with that.
He agrees. All right, so let me show you guys yet another map, and this is also another Zovia map. What's up with all the Zovia maps today?
3 in one night. Yeah. Excellent.
Oh, I like it. So as you guys round the bend of the path, you come up to a much less dense area of where trees are at. So it's a clearing, although it's not a 100% clearing. There's trees and bushes and all that stuff, and still has a heavy canopy of trees. So it is dim light out now, and as you guys are looking ahead, the small cottage has a light that is coming out the front windows, you can see. And on the back of the house, on the small cottage, there is a neatly stacked pile of logs, nice and tidily arranged there. Also, you can see that there is a cooking fire that's out probably about 20 feet out from the house. And in the center of this cooking pit, there is a a cauldron, a rather large cauldron or cooking pot that is hanging from like a stone tripod, and you can actually smell a delicious smell coming from that pot as you see the it's bubbling, and you can hear it bubbling actually, and steam coming out of it. So what do you think, adventurers? You see no sign of Jenny Greenteeth, but there still is a light rainfall, and you can hear the thunder off into the distance. And there's also a really light misty fog here as well.
Listening to the elves talk about Jenny being in the forest and one with it, I'm going to walk up to the nearest tree and just say, Jenny?
You get no answer.
Jenny?
Right?
Jenny? Yeah, you get no answer. Doesn't, the light is, the shades are open. They're pushed to the side. You don't see anything inside. You see a nice, neat little cozy cottage inside.
No, I'd say we approached the cottage.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can feel free to move around on the map as you want. And this is another Zovia map. I modified this one, though. I took all of her assets, and nice assets, and I kind of just made this on my own. So, not only do you get the map, you get all the assets as well. So it's pretty cool. So the cauldron is an iron cooking pot, and it is filled, as you kind of walk over that way there, Shen. It appears to be a savory stew, and it smells quite delicious. And there's two humans inside of the cage, Shen, and they're telling you to shh, 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 shh. And they're like, get us out of here. Get us out of here. And as you come up to the door where you're at there, Darg, there is a very beautiful embroidered cloak that's hanging from a hook, and it has all kinds of leaf patterns on this cloak, and it's on a peg or a hook near the door. And let's see what else is going on here. That's about it. The large cage, like I said, it's two surviving members. They don't look like they've been hurt. One of them looks a little bit roughed up, but the other one looks fine. And after you guys have been skulking around for a bit, just before you get up to the door, all of a sudden, the door opens, Darg, and a woman comes out, and I'm going to show you what she looks like.
Oh, nice. I didn't even have to knock.
No, you didn't even have to knock, because you see what would probably be Jenny Greenteeth appear in the doorway. And as she appears in the doorway, she says, "Oh, good to see that we have some visitors, dearie. How are you this beautiful evening?"
Just came to say hi and see how our friends over here were doing.
Oh, your friends? You know these two gentlemen over here?
Don't know them personally, but I was sent to find them.
Well, you don't appear to be half-elf. You don't appear to be an elf. So, dearie, what are you doing in my forest? But oh, my goodness, you gave me quite a start. Oh, we really certainly don't get visitors around these parts very often. Oh, let's talk about your friends. Please, let's have a seat down by the fire. Get yourselves warm. Maybe have a little bit of stew. Please, help yourself. And she walks over and has a couple of cups hanging from the cauldron, and she gets everybody she gets a big old spoonful and sloshes it into the cup, and it overflows the cup and whatnot, and she starts passing around cups of stew, and like I said, it smells wonderful. So you guys are here, you're in the audience of Jenny Greenleaf, There's a couple of the villagers that are in the cage. One looks kind of roughed up. And you guys have a seat around the campfire and have some stew as she's sloshing all of these cups of stew as she takes the big dipper spoon and sloshes it onto a cup. She has a bunch of different cups hanging up on the stone tripod. And, you know, she's dumping it in, and it's just, like, overflowing over the cup and stuff. Oh, ooh, dig in. Oh, beauties, it's so nice to have visitors. I
don't suppose I could ask, is it rude to ask what's in this?
Oh, it's an old recipe from my grandmother many centuries ago.
I'm going to go ahead and roll a sleight of hand to pretend like I'm eating it, but not really.
Oh, so whenever she turns, you're going to, like, flick the spoon over your shoulder pretty much every time you take a spoon and flick it?
I'll do a bluff, too, if you want.
Hey, I've got a spoon designed just for that.
Yeah,
the one time we want one of Omi's spoons.
Ooh, pass the spoons around, dearie. So
I'll take more of that. That's good.
It's not Soylent Green, is it?
It is. It is actually like a green kind of mist coming out of it, but it smells so delicious. It smells like something that Mom would make.
I'll take my spoon that has the holes punched in the bottom and pretend to eat it.
Ooh, so dearies, what brings you here to the forest? You said you don't know these gentlemen, which were so rude about 10 days ago. Ugh. There was actually 5.
Well,
Yes.
Oh, what happened to the others?
I sent one home packing.
I'm going to turn around and ask Omi if he's going to come join us or not.
Oh, of course I am. Here, take one of my good spoons, Dargadath. You guys as well. Here you go. I hand him a spoon with holes in it.
A spoon with holes. It just rips right through. That drips right through. Nice. She says, "Oh yes, dearies. These. Oh, I can't even say it because I'll get banned on my YouTube videos. But these humans, they came into my forest, they came to my home 10 days ago, and they were so rude. So I sent one home, back to Cabell Hill, with a message. And
did he happen to have a few less eyes when you were done with him?
Of course, sweetie, and I'll gouge your eyes out too if you're any smarter with me."
I'll just drink my soup. Then I do down it. Damn it! Sorry.
Oh, love it. 2 hour, 6 minute mark.
Number 643.
Right. So she says, obviously, and she's looking at all of you, apparently, Cabell Hill didn't get the message that I sent, though. Maybe I'll have to send a couple of more.
We were actually in Cabell Hill when that good old gent arrived, minus the eyeballs, and we were actually commissioned to see if we couldn't save a few more.
So we would like to take them off your hands and correct them of their errant ways.
Well, you do know that. Oh, you guys are so beautiful. And she puts her hand out, and a hand extends out, sort of like an illusory hand extends out to your face, Shen, and she pinches your cheek, and you can actually feel her pinch it, and she says, "You're just so adorable, all of you." So you know that the pact is broken, correct? There is no more pact between Flan, Cabell Hill, and the creatures of the Fae.
Well, we were hoping that you would reconsider that.
Reconsider. Well, Lord Protector Talaric Doran of Flan, about some 50 to 60 years ago, he decided to send some of his juggernauting meatheads into my forest to cut down trees. And he wanted to save the pack too. And I told him that I would honor the pact still, but the next time anything ever happened, then the pact would be null and void. But you are...
What was this pact?
When was the pact? About 100 years ago, darling, as she pinches your cheek as well.
Well, there must have been like something worthwhile for you to... We heard you were quite instrumental in the development of this pact.
Well, yes, I was the one that came up with the pact guidelines, and I was one of the only ones of the Fae to sign it. There were a couple of elves as well, but they are no longer with us. But I could still honor the pact. But is it worth it for us? Is it worth the Fae honoring the pact? Because, if you think about it, there is really nothing in it for us. The humans do nothing for us. We do it.
This only comes to price, then. Omi, you're great with prices.
Hey, Shen, do you still have that diary that you found back at Halvin Gringo's place?
Yes, I believe it's in a pouch here somewhere.
Oh, you know Halvin as well? He came here a couple of 10 days ago, even before these meatheads behind me in my I guess you could say my guest quarters.
I had a feeling he might have came here. I think you'd want to take a look at this, Shen.
Ooh, what do we have here?
Halvin's diary.
Ooh, the journal. She kind of looks at it. In fact, she doesn't even hold it. She just kind of magically pulls the book from your hand. Not, gently. And she opens up the book and she's looking through it. And she says, yes, he came and visited me a couple of 10 days ago. And the thing is, lo and behold, he told me that he was part of some cult of the dragon. And they were going to try to raise Tiamat. I hadn't the foggiest notion that they'd want with dear little old me. But
what did he talk to you about?
Oh, he was told, actually, he told me that he was sent by this cult of the dragon, as she throws up air quotes. He was sent to me here in the forest to try to sway me to end the pact with the humans and to attack Flan. But Halvin was actually quite rude. He was very unappreciative of the time that I gave him. Me, little old me. So I went ahead and I killed him. And he's in the soup right now.
Well, that's why it tastes so good.
In the soup?
Take another big gulp. Oh.
Yeah, you look down, Marcus, and there's like a fingernail floating in the soup.
I'll pick that out and flick it, and then hold my bowl out for a little more. This is probably the best meal I've had in weeks.
Oh, it's delicious. It's my grandmother's recipe from centuries ago. Oh.
How many other humans are in this soup?
Oh, just Halvin. I call it the mystery special. The Shanghai surprise.
Just don't ask the ingredients. That's what my mother always said.
So it is Soylent Green.
Yes. Oh, yes, it is quite delicious. And a spoon kind of gives her a spoonful of it. And she's doing nothing with her hand. She's just kind of sitting there like she's just sitting there very gently with her legs crossed. And she's got her hands kind of cupped on top of each other on her lap. She's hamming up the granny part, if you know what I mean. She's playing Mrs. Doubtfire for sure. Oh, hello!
Well, Miss Jenny.
Yes, dearie. You don't
want to side with this cult of the dragon. I don't know how much you know about them, but this is a group that just will not stop until they dominate everything and everyone in the entire world of Faerun. They just will not stop until they absolutely own Flan, us, you, Cabell's Hill, everything.
Ooh, well, I feel sorry for them if those little dragon mongers decide to come inside of my forest and come into my home. I feel sorry for them. But you do have a point there, Omi. And she's calling all of you by your names. And you guys haven't even really told her your names. Unless you have, but she was calling you your name beforehand. Kind of eerie. But I guess you do have a point. This cult of the dragon. I'm kind of torn, though. And she kind of has a scale magically appear, like an illusion of a scale. She says, so should I join the cult of the dragon and side with them? Because they do seem pretty powerful. Although Halvin does taste awfully delicious. Or should I go ahead and still honor the pact of Flan and Cabell Hill? Because you do have a point. Most of the time the pact is honored, and since the Lord Protector, they haven't came in here and tried to destroy our forest. So I do have to give you that. And also, Mr. Omi Barton, you're so adorable. Something's bothering you, by the way, Omi. I just sense that you are troubled by something, Omi Barton. And plus, you really have nothing to do with this Halvik that's come into the forest. He was brought here by the Horde of the Dragon. By the Cult of the Dragon. Boy, the Horde of the Dragon was the module. Wow, how I've forgotten.
I'm gonna in between eating the mouthfuls of this soup, which is beyond delicious. I'm gonna say, well, when's the last time you knew a dragon to share power?
That is a good assumption there, Markish. Although we do have several dragons here in the forest that do help protect it as well, and they've helped protect Flan.
Point out that the villagers that were in here trying to stop him to keep him from violating the pact.
Yes, well, it was violated. I mean, if you want to get technical, the pact was violated, and I have rendered it null and void. But I kind of like all of you. I may kill you. I haven't decided yet. I may not kill you. But you are wooing me pretty well.
That is fair enough. We willingly came into this forest, and we should not have. But we did want to try and save these villagers if we could. What's it going to take to keep this pact alive?
Well, you don't seem like the backwater simpletons like dwell in Cabell Hill. So I'll tell you what. I want all of you to give me one good reason as to why I should still honor this pact. And if I like your answers, I'll honor the pact, and I may even have a parting gift for you. But if I do not like the pact, I may just claw all of your eyes out and send you back to Cabell Hill and Flan with a warning. How about that, sweeties? As she takes another spoonful of soup.
I say, come on, guys. We can come up with good reasons for this. As I think I want to give everyone a bardic inspiration right now, if I can.
That would be a good thing to do. Ooh, what magic are you casting, Omi Barton?
Oh, it's no magic. It's a spoon. See, I can play. As I give a little demo.
It's a little nauseous, I will admit.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna really encourage, dude, comment. No one likes those.
But it is quite soothing to my ears.
See, I told you so. See, I play a
little bit
of a tune. I'll play a little bit of a tune to inspire everyone.
Ooh.
See, such these simple little spoons can be so magical.
I haven't been wooed like this in so many generations. So, why should I honor this pact, adventurers? The guys over in the cage are just they're horrified. These guys have the look of death that have come over them.
I'll start and tell her the Cult of the Dragon won't stop with Flan, Cabell's Hill, us, or any other city. They want to own everything, and that includes your forest. If by keeping this pact together, we at least stand a better chance of fighting against this corrupt cult.
You're safe for and say you will be safe for now. You'll hide in your forest and be able to maintain what you own. But eventually, the dragons will come. They will burn this to the ground, and you'll be on your own fighting them.
That is a good point as well, Markesh. She kind of looks over towards Darganoth and Shen.
If they succeed in their mission to bring their evil dragon god here, there's no hope for any of us. We need to work together. Stop them.
Ooh, that is something that has not happened in my lifetime. Elves and humans working together in the Quivering Forest. Ooh, you're wooing me, Darganoth. And I think you're wooing Christy O'Connor in the chat, too. She's calling you hot. She looks over towards Shen of the Fen. And what say you, Seaman Shen?
As the only human of the party, I will say that our lifespan is not as long as the forest folk, the Fae, but we are very numerous, and we are always willing and able to help in the fight against whatever evils.
Thank you for the follows,
come.
Guys.
So having a vast number of humans in front of the Cult of the Dragons between you and your forest could only be beneficial.
Yes, they're like rats. They swarm.
I'm starstruck, and she falls over backwards. And when she falls over, she kind of falls over the other end of the log, and her legs are sticking up in a V. She's got those, like, granny panties on, and those all those different socks and stuff, like 5 different color socks and stuff. And then she just magically sits back up on the log, and she says, "Oh, I'm so wooed. All of you are such sweet talkers, all of you. So why don't you guys give me a persuasion check, all of you, and I want you to do this with advantage." You guys have wooed Jenny Greenteeth. Oh,
in the tower? Or?
No, just put it out in the open. Oh, nice, Omi. Nice, Darganoth.
You can add your bardic inspiration to that, too.
Yep, yeah, I would definitely add that, Shen. DC is, oh, that's nice. Very nice. Wow.
Powerful one. From the horde of humans.
So she kind of looks over towards... She looks over towards you, Shen, and she says, "You are a human. But thankfully, you're just not the only one here, Shen, because I would literally be gouging your eyes out right now with my tongue. And then I would send you back to Cabell Hill. Thankfully, you were with your companions, Shen of the Fen. That horrible role that you had. So, I have been convinced by all of you. I'm not going to ally with the Cult of the Dragon. I have decided not to do that. You've swayed me to honor the pact with both Flan and Cabell Hill. But I will say this. I will honor the pact, but I will no longer protect Cabell Hill, and I will no longer protect Flan. Now, if the elves want to, that is their prerogative. But I will not. Does that seem reasonable for you?
Completely fair. Humans need to learn to protect themselves anyway.
Yes, they do, Mr. Markesh. They do. Oh, I'm so happy the pact is still honored. Just make sure you tell all of those knuckle-dragging bums that are in Cabell Hill that do not come back into my forest. There will be no third chance.
We will be sure to do that.
Marcus will stand up and he'll say, "Well, what do you say we pluck out some of these eyeballs and make it a deal?" And I'll walk over to the cage.
Thank you. Thank you for the nice words. Hit that follow button.
Just to try and scare him.
And she says she'll even let you take the 2 humans back with you. Oh, I've got one more parting gift for you. She walks over to where the door is and where that beautiful cloak is on the hook. And the cloak looks like this. Drum roll, please. This is a beautiful looking cloak.
Oh, wow, that is nice.
And she says, this is going to be a gift to you from me, Jenny Greenteeth. And she says, this is a cloak of elven kind. And when you wear this cloak with the hood up, you'll be able to, any kind of wisdom checks to see you will be made with disadvantage. And you will have advantage on dexterity stealth checks when you try to take the hide action. And you'll notice that the cloak has sort of like this chameleon type of feature where the color shifts around. As she's carrying it towards you, you can see the cloak kind of blending into the surrounding area. Really nice. But that's what the cloak looks like. But the cloak of Elvenkind is yours. And I think there's a couple of nice little trinkets inside of one of the inner pockets as well. And here's a small little chest. You can have this as a gift also. And the chest kind of floats over in the middle of the encampment. And the chest pops open. And everybody needs to roll saving throws for the fireball. No, I'm just kidding. That would totally be a jerk move on my part. I almost said something else. But there's some gold. There's about 50 gold in gems. There's also about 125 gold. And there's a sort of like a couple of trinkets that are worth like 35, 50 gold apiece in it. And the chest itself is worth probably about 50 gold. So I'm going to put all of this in there. We'll divide that up, that treasure. And you guys have a cloak of Elvenkind. I've already got it identified. So who would like to have the cloak of Elvenkind?
Put my name in all day.
Who would want this?
Out of character, I got the bow, which I know is magical, but Omi doesn't already from this round, so...
Oh, you have a bow on you? Oh, is that what is troubling you, Omi Barton?
No, I'm missing a spoon. This really special spoon. You haven't seen him. He's about 6 inches tall, weighs about 2 ounces, has some arms and legs, silver metallic color with blue eyes. You wouldn't happen to have seen him, would you?
A spoon that walks, and it has eyes and a mouth, and does it speak as well, Omi Barton?
Absolutely. He's very special to me. You haven't seen him, have you?
You humans and half-elves you think you see it all and hear it all, and then you hear that a spoon walks and talks. But no, Omi Barton. I have not seen your traveling companion of a spoon. I only eat with spoons.
Well, I guess it couldn't hurt to ask.
Oh, you think you hear it all? She kind of looks over towards Marcus, and she just sees Marcus probably rolling his eyes by this point. Have some more stew if you want, Markesh.
I was going to seal this deal and see if we can't just make sure we didn't need to pluck these guys' eyes out before we left with them.
The deal is sealed, Markesh. I am going to.
So we're able to.
Yes.
We're able to take these stinking humans back without any incident.
Absolutely. I promise that I won't even gouge their eyes out for the trip home. And the door kind of unlocks. You can hear it unlock. And the door kind of swings open. And the two guys come out. Ooh. So I think our business has concluded here. It was so nice to have visitors once again. It was so nice, even though if you are a human, Shen. Just remember, you go back to Cabell Hill, and you go back to Flann, and you tell them that they need to bolster their defenses, because we are not going to protect them anymore. Well, I won't. I don't care what the other Fey creatures do in the forest. I know I'm not going to.
Is it all right if the humans now enter the forest to negotiate with these elves?
Oh, no. But I tell you what. I will send a messenger to the elves at Green Hall and to the other establishments and the other small little get-togethers of elves here. They're so cute, the elves, aren't they? But I'll send them, and you can have a meeting. I'll send them to Cabell Hill. But no! No one is supposed to step into the forest anymore. If anyone sets a toe into my forest, I will know. Get my drift?
I think so.
We'll
make sure they know, and I won't be stepping a single toe back in this forest, that's for sure.
Well, that's good. Even though it was nice to have visitors, I think I'm good for another 100 of years or so. I think I've gotten too much wind of you knuckle draggers in here. Knuckle draggers. You knuckle dragging humans. Be off with you. Be gone. I hope you find your spoon, Omi Barton. But if I find it, I'm going to keep it, because it seems to be a valuable thing. It's not every day that you hear of a spoon that walks and talks.
Yeah, look of horror comes over my face and I'm speechless.
If it's here in the forest, Omi Barton, I will find it. She stands up and she's floating. She's not even walking. She kind of floats back over to her cottage, and she says, "Enjoy." And she snaps her fingers, and all of you are outside of Cabell Hill, and Cabell Hill's within sight.
Yeah, that was a lot easier. Yeah. Well, we had to travel through that forest for another couple of days.
Yeah, she saved you about 3 days worth of travel. Yeah. So
I sure hope
go ahead.
I sure hope Mr. Spoony wasn't in there.
He's a goner if he is, man.
Pretty much, yeah. So you guys get back to Cabell Hill. It's nighttime out. The other villagers, they see you coming. You know, the guards that are up on the ramparts around the hill, well, around the palisade. A celebration is had. There's lots of drinking, lots of feasting, without body parts this time. No fingernails or nothing like that. And everyone is glad to see the 2 remaining villagers back. Of course, there's a service held in the next couple of days, held for all of the other villagers that died. And Rourke is making a recovery. He has, although he is blind, he'll never be able to see again. Although he is making a nice recovery. But the villagers, they are happy that the pact is still being withheld. And they've also been, you know, as you guys got back, they've already heard about the elves will be coming to visit them within the next 10 days or so to discuss if the elves want to still honor the pact. So yeah, messenger was sent. So there we go, everybody. The problem of the pact is solved. Our heroes of Flan and now our heroes of Cabell Hill. So I guess you guys want a little bit of experience, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Touch.
We got 3 unidentified items in the party sheet now.
Yeah, let's take care of that, and let's take care of some experience points, shall we? Let me drop my experience parcel in here. Wow. I know you guys are getting pretty close to level 5. So there you go, everybody. You get 750 experience points apiece for completing DDEX1-8. So I think that takes a couple of you to level 5, if I'm not mistaken. I think that might take 3 of you.
Yeah, it takes
Oh
me.
yeah, I got there.
Wow. After a year of Adventures League, we're finally level 5, right?
Man, what a stretch.
It's those 250 adventures that were like totally killing you. But congratulations, guys. The game is over. You've beat the game. You've got level 5 and level 3 spells and multi-attack and stuff. You guys beat the game.
I know. Yeah, it's all downhill from here. Start over.
So congratulations, guys.
When we get together to roll new characters.
No, we're continuing on. So you have some items here. You have the Cloak of Elvenkind. That's been identified. Let's see. The Diary of Halvin has been... let's see. The map of the Quivering Forest. We'll take that out. I'm going to go ahead and... There's 5 more rations. You guys go ahead and take the rations. There is a neck piece. There's 45. There's 80. I'm going to delete some of this stuff out of here that has a value. Let's see. 130, 135. Anybody want those arrows? Take those arrows. Anybody want those, anybody want that chain shirt? Right,
we can probably solve that if it's not magical.
Yep, I'll put it. I'll give you guys 50 in the party sheet. They'll give you full price for it because you guys are the heroes of Now Cabo Hill as well. All right, so the chain shirt's on. There's one more arrow. All right, the Cloak of Elvenkind. There you go. Everybody gets 50 more gold. So the party sheet is now taken care of. Who wants that cloak? I know that Darganoth was interested in it.
I think Darganath could get better use out of it. I could use it, but I think Darganath would get better use out of it with his talent. And I got the bow anyway. What is the bow, by the way? I'll take it back to shop when I get to. It is a
+1. It is a bow of the first circle. So I will go ahead and identify that on your sheet. It is...
Say once he tells me it's magical, I'm going to look at my wand and say, "Huh, must be something off with this thing." I have no idea.
And you can also, if you guys want to sell anything on your sheet, now is the time to do it. You can get full price in the player's handbook for any kind of junk that you have in your inventory. Now, congratulations, guys! You guys are now level 5, and this Halvin is dead. Jenny wasn't too impressed with him. Yeah, he definitely wasn't too impressed. So you guys are enjoying a nice meal and drinking the leaky bucket with his Hupe and his wife Grinna Brightbell. They are serving up a most excellent halfling meal, and even that Garl that had the dead cows, he's even there. He's hammering again. So there you go, guys. That's it for DDEX1-8. And in 2 weeks, we will pick up with DDEX1-9. We're getting there. So good game, everybody.
Have a good time.
Yeah, good times, guys. Yeah. Good times.
Awesome as always.
Yeah.